welcome back. Your dreams were your ticket out. Welcome back to that same old place that you laughed about. Well, the names have all changed since you hung around, but those dreams have remained and they've turned around. Who'd have thought they'd lead ya? Who'd have thought they'd lead ya? Back here where we need ya. Back here where we need ya. Yeah, the tease him a lot, 'cause we got him on the spot. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome.
Welcome back.
All right, give it a stretch. Okay. All right. Okay.
Welcome back. So, update. I still haven't found that thing, but I guess, eliminated half of the area that it could be in. So, I'll have to continue the search, I guess. So, we'll see. All right. So, what I figured to do, let's take a look. So, I've been to this website a lot, but I don't think I've ever actually really looked at it, because a lot of times I just go to look at like articles on it or what have you, right? Like go directly to it. But I think I remember talking about like these sections, but never really dived deep into them. So I figured we'll take a look. And because the thing with web development, there's always like more to learn. You know what I'm saying? Like, so there's always like kind of something to always like, if you want to look more into, right? And I was trying to go to a lot is web.dev. And a lot of times I'll go to like their blog or whatever. Like they have this thing here, this AI on the web is pretty cool. I just saw that. And a lot of stuff that's like newly baseline, new to the web platform, and a lot of CSS, progressive web apps. So a bunch of stuff here. And a lot of times I just go directly to the blog and I kind of check out like what they have. By the way, I have a link to web.dev next to the recording of this video, so you can check it out. But it's only like 6 letters and a punctuation. So, but yeah, so then the blog. So I spoke about this earlier, you know what I'm saying? So I saw that there. A lot of cool stuff. But when I went to the, I was just looking at the site, and if you notice, it does the transitions as well, the CSS transitions, which is pretty cool. But then I saw like, oh, wait, we have like the whole HTML, CSS, JavaScript. So I remember they had a thing where like you could go and learn these topics, but I think it was like coming soon, I think, or something like that. But so yeah, so pretty cool. So like with HTML, what I saw was, so you can like learn HTML, the courses, accessibility, which is super important, performance, debugging things. And so if you're new to HTML, learn there. But what I saw was, I thought was pretty cool. So they have this new baseline, newly available HTML features. And one thing that I've been looking to check out is the declarative shadow DOM, because I'm looking to turn a web component that I have, because I'm getting into server-side rendering like web components and see what it takes to do that. And you know what, just real quick, I'm going to go ahead and go into that real quick. And so I want to kind of talk about it. I think we spoke about it before, but they're kind of talking about how, was it? Yeah. So an imperative API, by actually kind of like saying it, well, not by saying, but like creating it, not actually having to be declarative, but kind of like creating it. Like this works fine for client-side rendering, because, you have like a DOM. And so you're able to attach things like, you can do like the document, get element by ID because it's in there, right? The same JavaScript modules that define our custom elements also create their shadow roots. I think it's there. And set their content. However, many web applications need to render content server-side or to static HTML at build time. This can be an important part of delivering a reasonable experience to visitors who may not be capable of running JavaScript, right? And so the justifications for server-side rendering, SSR, vary from project to project. Some websites must be fully functional server-rendered HTML in order to meet accessibility guidelines. Others choose to deliver a baseline no JavaScript experience as a way to ensure good performance on slow connections or devices. And so they kind of talk about, all this stuff. So it's pretty dope, right? So kind of like just walk your way through it. And so this is declarative, right? Because it actually has it. So you have like your custom element. Everything's there, right? Whereas imperative is like, they're kind of like, you're getting the document host or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Then you're attaching a shadow DOM to it, and then you're filling that shadow DOM with this. Whereas this, you could put like where it says H1 shadow, hello shadow DOM. You could put that like here, H1 hello shadow DOM or whatever. And that's shadow root mode open. And then, so this is where they kind of like creating the shadow root there. I think there was a thing where, so they renamed from shadow root to shadow root mode. So basically this is like good for like a bunch of browsers, the major browsers. So I think I'm going to start seeing if I can do it. So we'll see. Neither here nor there. Back to the actual website. So stuff like that. And this inert one, what is this one? I don't know if I even heard of this one. Hey, I think I've met her. Shouts to her. Let's see. Inert is the default behavior in dialog. Oh, here we go. The inert attribute is a global HTML attribute that simplifies how to remove and restore user input events for an element, okay, including focus events and events from assistive technologies. All right. So, and it has a good browser support. So inert is a default behavior in dialog elements, such as when you use show modal to open a dialog for users to make a selection and then dismiss it from the screen. After opening a dialog, the rest of the page becomes inert. For example, you can no longer click or tab to links. Okay, so wait, do we have an example here? So open dialog. Oh, this one doesn't have links, but if there are links there, you wouldn't be able to click it. Okay, that makes sense. But yeah, so stuff like this, pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? So you have it's a good resource, is basically what I'm saying. And let's see. Yeah, and it's kind of like headings and landmarks. So it's a good way of being able to kind of like, learn or like even refresh or even check out some new things that may have come up since the last time you checked. You know what I mean? So it's kind of a cool place to be able to just go and look as a resource. And so learn CSS and performance, and CSS and accessibility like they had it for HTML. That's cool. And baseline features. Source maps is another thing I have to like look into. Never really dive too deeply into that. And CSS subgrid, that's another one I've been kind of like looking into. Is this baseline? Let me see. Oh wait, yeah, it looked like it's pretty good. All right, so it looked like it'd be a good thing that you can use. Very nice. All right, back. So yeah, just kind of like perusing it, you know what I mean, and kind of looking at stuff. The starting style is pretty dope. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. That's pretty cool. So that became newly baseline in August 2024. So maybe you want to look into that. The light dark thing. That was pretty cool too. Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff. You know what I'm saying? That you can kind of look into. So then they break it down like layout, animation, theming. Theming, it might be something I might be looking into for like future projects. CSS and performance, CSS and accessibility. So yeah, color and contrast, that's super important. Content reordering. Oh, okay, there's some stuff there. Yeah. And they have a podcast. Cool. And then like JavaScript, my bread and butter, basically. Make a living doing that. And yeah, let's see. So you can learn JavaScript, optimize poor INP caused by JavaScript. So you can figure out. So if you're like Lighthouse scores or whatever, your INP, the initial or the interaction to next paint, that's not doing well, they kind of walk you through to help make that better. This is cool. I notice they don't have like a JavaScript and accessibility or JavaScript and performance. It's like only performance theme thing I see here. Okay, familiar with common and useful JavaScript features. That's cool. So you might, let me check that. So you might, see something you haven't seen before. Okay, so yeah, so they like walk you through promises, which is good. The fetch API, very nice. And IndexedDB, I've never really done much with that before, but it's pretty cool. And so like this guide covers the basics of the IndexedDB API, and this link goes to like Mozilla Developer Networks. That's cool. We're using Jake Archibald's IndexedDB promise library, which is very similar to the IndexedDB API, but uses promises, which you can await for concise syntax, for more concise syntax. Okay. This simplifies the API while maintaining its structure. Okay, that's cool. And then, so yes, IndexedDB is a large-scale NoSQL storage system that allows storage of just about anything in the user's browser. That's cool. In addition to the usual search, get, and put actions, IndexedDB also supports transactions and is well suited for storing large amounts of structured data. Oh, so if your app does like a bunch of stuff, so maybe some things you may not need like to keep going to a database for. Maybe you can do some stuff through this IndexedDB in the actual browser. That's pretty cool. And each one is unique to an origin, typically the site domain or subdomain, meaning it can't access or be accessed by any other origin. That's cool. Its data storage limits are usually large, if they exist at all, but different browsers handle limits and data eviction differently. See further reading section for more information. So stuff like this is pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is pretty cool. All right. So yeah, so if you ever need some sort of like database or whatever in your application, you can look to see, hey, maybe IndexedDB would be a solution. All right, go back. Let's see what else we got here. So I kind of skipped some stuff. Okay, so yeah, I think we spoke about this, the from a sink stuff, the array from a sink. Promise resolvers, international segmenter join. I think this is like if you have like different locales and stuff. Yeah, for locale sensitive text segmentation to split a string into words, sentences, or graph memes. So yeah, so the segmenter, you put in, you say the language or whatever, and how granular you want it to be. That's cool. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. I wish I had like an actual demo, like seeing, like Japanese like words or something, and then using it to segment it. So it's making like an array from the segments that come from the segmenter, and you passed in the segment of the string, wherever the string is. That's pretty cool. Yeah, so yeah, you have the segmenter and you're segmenting this string. And it gives you segments. I wonder what the segments look like, because you have to do an array from them. Oh, here we go. This has an example. Sorry, I'm going down a rabbit hole real quick because this is kind of interesting to me. Let me see what this site says. What? I thought this said it was going to like a website or something. I'm looking for examples. So yeah, so you could like, so the reason why you have it, so if this is like English and you're splitting it, right? Then you'll get, hello there, how are you doing? But then the punctuation marks that were used as separators are now gone. Okay. So we're dealing with a Japanese string, this here, which I have no clue what it says, which translates to, oh, I am a cat. My name is Tanuki. Our simple split method falls short. So that's where you need the international segmenter. So I wonder if they have an example. So they have like German, like was geht ab? Is that where you're going, friend? Something maybe? So granularity. Okay, so the segment method doesn't return an array, but rather an iterable. Okay, that's why they have to do the array from. To access all segments, we can use array spreading, array from, or for ... of loop. Okay, but I probably just roll with the array from. Give me an example. Kind of want to see what it says. So here's an example. All right, so you have this. Cool. It doesn't give me the actual. Oh, here we go. So if you do it by word, right? So it knows was geht ab. And then the input, they tell you the input is word like. Okay. So you can see if it's word like, okay. Oh, you can do emojis too? Interesting. Oh, so yeah. So if you ever did like split before and you tried to like, so you console log the splits, right? Then you get these things. But then if you were like to spread them out or whatever, right? Then you get these. Because I've done this before and I've just used this. I've never like actually tried to do that before. But now with this, you can do a graphene, if that's how you pronounce it. I don't know. And yeah, so then you just have English, graphene, and then you put in these emojis and you make an array from that. And so it's going over the segments. Did it this here, what is this? Where did this come from? Okay, yeah, my bad. So yeah, all that. If you want to go down a rabbit hole, you know what I'm saying, web.dev is a pretty good place to do that, to where you can like learn about new stuff. You know what I'm saying? Or refresh your memory on things. Or try new stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like using web workers to run JavaScript off the browser's main thread. That can be super important. And then optimizing third-party JavaScript resources. You know what I'm saying? And they have like web applications, file directory, then clipboard. Yeah, no, super cool. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to, if you've never been to web.dev, it's a pretty dope resource to be able to learn about things on the internet, on the web. So yeah, shout out to them and the whole team that's behind that. I think like, I'm pretty sure Google is like behind all of this whole web.dev. So shout out to everybody involved. All right, I'm gonna get y'all back to work because I want to continue on this treasure hunt, as you may say. I'm gonna send y'all off with some traveling music. This right here is a track by Nujabez featuring a Pawnee B. It's called Thank You. Thanks for hanging out. See you 50 minutes after the hour. We'll take a look at our artist's website, listen to some music, watch some videos. Maybe you'll become a fan. All right. So till then, wish you much productivity and be safe. Thanks, y'all. Peace.
Let me start from the heart. I just want to stay. I think all for showing up to me. I appreciate this unique opportunity. I'm gonna rock so hard you never stop supporting me. I'm gonna show you how music is more meaning to life. I thank you all for showing up to me. I appreciate this unique opportunity. I'm gonna rock so hard you never stop supporting me. I'm gonna show you how music is more meaning to life. But let me start from the heart. I just want to stay. I thank you all for showing up to me. I appreciate this unique opportunity. I'm gonna rock so hard you never stop supporting me. I'm gonna show you how music is more meaning to life. I thank you all for